Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and today I will be teaching you how to paint this easy watercolor landscape. The first thing we need to do before we can begin painting is sketch in our wall/pillar. This is going to be a light sketch to give us guidelines before we begin painting. I'm going to start on the top left-hand side about halfway in. Then I'm going to begin drawing a curved line coming down as if this was going to be a large archway. At the halfway point, I'm going to draw a curved triangle. All my lines are loose and light, so anything that I want to sharpen up I can do later when the painting process. So at this point, just kind of lightly sketch in these lines and don't worry too much about how perfect they are. And then lastly, I'm going to draw a line coming down off my curved rectangle to create a pillar and finish off this archway. Now that we have our sketch in place, we can begin painting in our sky. So the first thing I'm going to do is fill in my entire sky area with clean water. And then once I have that in place, I'm going to take a mixture of ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, and violet, and I'm going to fill in the majority of the sky with this paint color. And then with a little bit of my sky left, I'm going to take a violet mixture with a little bit of Alzerian crimson, and I'm going to fill in the rest of my sky with this color and blending it up into the blue. And then with the same violet color, I'm going to tap in some purple clouds up into the sky area. And with this technique, I am tapping it in. I'm not brushing it back and forth because I don't want these colors to mix. I want the purple to kind of push against the blue paint and create those cloud-like textures with that color instead of it all blending together. And then once you have all of that in place, just let it dry and you are done. So now that we have our sky in place, we can begin painting in our vines and our leaves for this painting. So the first thing I did was I switched over to my size 0 round brush just to have a more fine detailed point, and I loaded it up with a dark sage green paint mixture with a little bit of Payne's gray added in. And I just started drawing and painting in these really thin, loose lines to create my vines. And then when I started painting them in downward, that is when I started adding in my leaves. And to add in my leaves, I just was tapping in leaf shapes and then kind of making a more specific leaf shape at the very tip of each vine. I wanted this to feel very loose and whimsical, so I wasn't putting in a lot of time to create detail with my leaves. So just take your time, enjoy tapping in these leaf shapes and just kind of go around this archway. As you work your way up the archway, make your vines a little bit shorter and then kind of curve it back around to the other side. And then once these leaves dry, we can move on and painting in our archway. For our archway, we are going to start with a burnt sienna paint mixture and just filling in the right side of the archway. So just the side that's kind of curved underneath, that's closest to the leaves, and just fill this color in. This is going to be our base highlight, and we're going to do this along that entire curved section, and then we're going to just add this a little bit to the curved rectangle that we drew in earlier and then the pillar below. This is just going to be, again, a base for our highlight, and we're going to build some more colors on top of this once this color dries. Now we're going to fill in the rest of our archway with a dark brown paint mixture. I used burnt sienna and Payne's Gray to create this dark brown. You're going to first see me kind of playing around with some colors. I didn't like this first color that you see, so you're going to see me going back over it with a more rich brown rather than this kind of more blackish brown. And then once I finally got the color that I liked, I filled in the rest of my archway with that color. So I just went down and I painted right over my highlighted areas. And I did this because I knew that that highlighted area is still going to peek through my second layer of brown paint. So don't feel too weird about painting over it. It is going to show through. Remember that watercolor paint is a transparent paint, so building on top of these colors like this can really add some depth to your painting. And I added that second coat over my entire highlighted area, even under the main archway. And you're just going to see me kind of messing around with this brown color and just adding in a little bit of detail. Once I had all of my base color in place, I waited for everything to dry, and then I just took that same base color and I painted in some brick lines underneath the archway and along basically just the top part of the archway, and just to kind of create some detail. And then I also added a little bit of sharpening lines to that curved rectangle that we had placed earlier. And then once this dries, you are done. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. Hope to see you back again soon. Bye.